and reach for the stars, Leo. I'm Bernadette, and I'm here with your Leo Tarot reading for February 2021. Oh my goodness, who has shown up for you today? As if you're not strong and powerful enough, the Minotaur. So, now we're going to mix a lion with a mythological powerhouse that's part bull. Can you imagine what's going to happen for you throughout this love month? It's going to be crazy. So let's jump right in there. When you take a look at what's happening for Leo this February, Minotaur really is a great helpmate because this mythological creature is helping you kind of weave through the labyrinth of your subconscious. And through this month, that's going to help illuminate greater wisdom for you. And that it's also due to the myriad planets that are partying in your polar opposite sign Aquarius. That's actually the energy of squares between Uranus and Mars in Taurus, and it's setting off squares to the planets in Aquarius that may have the biggest impact on you. But when you start adding the tarot component or the spirit totem power animal component, and it shows up as Minotaur, be careful. Be careful with everything you do this month, because you won't mean to, but it's like watching one of those giants in the movies where they really are soft-hearted kittens, but just because of their sheer size and power and strength, they go to pick up a car and it crushes between their little giant fingers. So just be super careful as you go throughout this February, Leo, okay? Now, Minotaur, that's part bull, that's lending an important lesson because dramatic changes are set off in part by planets in the sign of the bull and the humanitarian sign of Aquarius. So they're going to kind of clash with each other. Now you as a Leo, with your zodiac sign, that's my dog trying to be a Leo with her Chihuahua self. You've got an optimistic nature and a generous creative streak. All your talents are going to serve you well this month, but there's some ideas and messages that need to be outwardly expressed. Okay, that's something you excel at, yay. And then there are other ideas and messages that are going to need a little bit of time to simmer before being brought to the surface. That's not something you excel at. So, patience, kitty cat, patience. And let the Minotaur help you discern the difference, because bulls, they lend themselves to Taurus, and Taurus doesn't like change very much, so it takes them a while to kind of burst forth and make those moves, right? So Minotaur can also help you, Leo, explore your subconscious desires and give shape to your deeper dreams and intuition, especially with the help of your artistic and creative talents. When you think about going into your subconscious and deeper dreams and intuition, that's very easy for you, because remember, you're a Leo, and at your core, you're a cat animal. And cats, through all cultures, through the centuries, they're known as the animals that are all about those mystical, magical, intuitive, whether it's dreams or it's in your waking time. Your cat energy, your catness, right, who you are at your core, is tremendously psychic. And so when you are dreaming your big dreams this month, and you will, it's going to come out of your subconscious desire, especially as regards, the use of your artistic and creative talents. So this month in particular is going to shine a light on that which you love most, which is your most passionate. And so it's going to make everything seem more pronounced. Like if you have a dream, you're going to wake up probably in a daze or in shock because of what's come to you in those dreams. Now, having said that, let me say this. When this month is rolling out, right, you might feel particularly susceptible to the drama or the dramatic waves, or it might take you on a bit of a roller coaster ride. And that's going to be set in motion by this month's stellium, which is a combination of 3 planets in Aquarius, and the further squares between Uranus and Mars in Taurus and Jupiter, Saturn, and in Venus and Aquarius, right? Okay, so when you're dreaming your big dreams, and that may be very literal, like a literal in your dream state, in your dreams time, having these big dreams. Remember that in the tarot, the lion, the Leo, is the strength card. And that card is all about balanced power, mind over matter. So this is a time where you're being called to, another way that I refer to the strength card in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot is that love wins. So instead of forcing your will on this dream or other people or situations or whatever to help you make this happen, let your love carry you through. And what that means is just by pure virtue of your passion, you're going to help inspire others to get on board your train. And you've got to place your trust in that your ideas and those goals and everything that you want to accomplish, it's divinely inspired. However, you need time to refine it before bringing it to the light, right? Bringing it to the surface. The other thing this month is got in store for you, Leo, for your zodiac sign, is I've been hearing this word over and over again since the beginning of the reading, is negotiation. And I feel like there's some kind of negotiation that most of you Leos, if not all of you, are going to be involved in sometime during the month of February. Don't lay all your cards on the table. You want to hold back, showing how strong you are, how smart you are, how creative you are, how artistic you are. You only want to give these people you're negotiating with a little taste of that, or you're gonna have tipped too much of your hand, and that's not going to go well for your negotiation. Now that can help you almost make you feel like, well, I've got all this power, I've got these powerful ideas, I just want to go there, I just want to cut to the chase. Okay, but the result of that is it's going to entrap you. You're going to show your hand, you're going to play your cards, you're going to tip your hand. That's going to give the other party a better negotiating position. And then it's not like you're going to be forced to say yes to the deal, but you're going to want it so badly that you do say yes to the deal. And then the next thing you know, you're trapped, you're hemmed in on all sides. That does not go well for Leo. No good can come of that. So don't do it. Have you ever tried to trap just even a domestic cat into something? They go buck wild. They do not want to be where they do not want to be, and they will do anything to get out of it. So don't do that. Now, also through the month of February, Leo, you may face some decisions that you, let me just cut to the chase. You really will have to decide, for all the good things that you want to do and all this great thing that you want to accomplish and whatever this negotiation is that you're in, you're really being called to ask yourself how much of it is ego and how much of it is an actual passion, an actual desire to create something beautiful. That's a hard question for Leos to ask themselves. They don't ever think of themselves as egotistical, but why wouldn't you be? You're the lion, right? You're the king of the jungle. So just, again, check yourself. Be sure that these, that you don't tip your hand, and that you're sure that these negotiations, that you're coming about this project and to this project, this thing that you want to accomplish from a place of love, a desire to help, a desire to heal, a desire to create, and not because I want to be known for the person that does that, or, ooh, won't it be great? Don't do that. And that may be going on subconsciously, which will harken back to the dream state. You may ask to be shown in your dreams time what this is all about. Now, after the 20th of February, your focus becomes more spiritual and almost idealistic. It's kind of like some or if not all of your ego is waning, and you find yourself, you just find it easier to immerse yourself in a relationship or become emotionally vulnerable. That's going to be the whole thing about this deal or this negotiation that you're going to be involved in, whether it's, whatever you're negotiating for, right? Is lions don't like to be vulnerable. And so sometimes they'll push through a situation because if they give in, it exposes too much of their underbelly, they look weak, and that's not something you like at all. But I would encourage you that it is the time for that kind of ego is not now. There's You can trust that the other side, though they want their best deal and they'll do whatever they can to get their best deal, you can trust that the side that you're negotiating with really at the end of the day will be balanced and will be fair. Now, just a couple more words about the Minotaur as a spirit totem and power animal. Bull is full of just such raw power, like a lion. When you start combining those things together, holy guacamole. But there's a flip side to the Minotaur, which is a little, okay, it's really a lot tragic. Okay, so, the actual origins of the Minotaur aren't so great. He's the offspring of an actual bull and the wife of the king of Minos, old Queen Minos. That's not a great, that's not a great start, right? So this poor bull baby, he was nursed for a little while by the queen, but he couldn't find sustenance because he was the offspring of a human and a bull. And so he ended up devouring people. The king of Minos went crazy, created a labyrinth, shoved this poor baby that didn't get to choose, his parents or his situation. Although that could be argued with sacred contracts. He got shoved in there just to live a life of loneliness and torment and torture. And it's a tragic end. So why I bring that up in this reading today is because we always must consider the origins of a myth and the light parts of it and maybe some of the dark parts of it when it comes to, taking a very natural look to what the spirit totem and power animals are teaching us. And what that speaks of is an unnatural coupling, because it is not natural for, a human and a bull to have a baby together. And I've got to believe, most of us would argue that is not right also, meaning it's an affront to the bull and it's an affront to a human, and it just shouldn't happen. So that said, whatever this negotiation is, whatever this relationship that you're wanting to get involved in, pushing your way through it because of ego will be unnatural. And again, no good is going to come of it, but you're going to be the one that's going to be the one shoved into the labyrinth and left there with no great shakes happening in your life. It could end up very tragically. Now, is that said to scare you? No, it is not. But it is said to forewarn you so that with everything going on in your sign, with your zodiac sign in the planets, and you start adding the Minotaur, the bull to it, okay, we're talking about some really heady stuff that could make it seem like, that reading was nonsense. This is so great. If this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Yeah, you do. You want to be right. You want to be on the right side of this negotiation. You don't want to be on the wrong side of this negotiation. So, as long as you stick to love wins, having everything come from a place of love, being absolutely sure that what you're trying to accomplish and drive forward is not ego-driven, all's going to be right with the world. So I hope that's helpful, Taurus. Taurus. I got Taurus on the brain. I hope that's helpful, Leo. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next month. And as always, reach for the stars.